Thank you. First, I want to thank you for coming this shiny Sunday morning. And first, I want to ask two questions to you. Who of you have experience in creating your own styles for the maps? You can raise your hands. Oh, great. And who was created your own? Yeah, of course. And who was created your own renderer? Oh, one. That's great. I created my renderer at least 2 times. First, there was a boring layer-based renderer for ArcGIS data. It's nothing to tell about it. And the second one, my attempt, is Kotlin.js JavaScript renderer you may heard yesterday. And when you develop your own renderer, you stand behind one common problem. And how do you style your maps with your renderer? For example, this is the Mapnik. Mapnik is a great tool. I love it, but its styling machine is pretty horrible. First, it uses XML. XML is awful. Next, Sleepy Map for OpenStreetMap.org. Mapnik XML style is 400 kilobytes of XML. You cannot read it. It's 9,500 lines of code. Mixed declarative selectors and plain SQL. So it may be flexible, but it's very hard. So as this problem is common, this is the reason why MapCSS was appeared. What is MapCSS? MapCSS is a simple, lightweight, declarative map styling language. Simple means MapCSS uses the same terms as OSM does. So the same ways, nodes, relations, lines, areas, and so on, text. It's based on regular CSS. So if you are familiar with OpenStreetMap and with CSS, you can easily write MapCSS styles. MapCSS is lightweight, so it generates small files. You can easily read, you can easily write, and you can easily maintain. That's great. And MapCSS is declarative. That means you should to specify what do you want to see instead of how it will be rendered. That's also great. This is the screenshot you may see yesterday a lightning talk about Kotlin.js. This is the screenshot of Minsk city of Belarus, rendered just in browser and styled with a MapCSS. How MapCSS looks like? First, like its regular CSS, it consists of the set of the rules, which apply to each element one by one, and next rules match it to the same elements. I will write the previous ones. We have include something, or import, so you can split your style to the several files. It's also a useful feature for the large styles. Each rule is built of selector, first 2 lines, and the set of actions. Selector specify which elements will be rendered with the rule, and actions specify how it will be rendered and what will you see. Let's look deeper. The style anatomy. So this is selector. It selects all lines, I mean non-closed ways, with tag highway primary, and rendered as 3 pixel width, color of gray lines. So this area buildings will be rendered as polygons with dark red color. And this is one more complex selector I show you on next slide. So this one. In selector you can specify such things like elements, so nodes, ways, relations, text, and areas, and whatever you want to match this selector. You can specify zoom in No, you know what this means. 14 level of zoom. There's also scales like 1 to 5,000 are possible. You can specify tag value, or exactly this will match all highways with highways primary and nothing else. You can specify tag presence like bridge, or bridge yes, bridge 1, bridge I don't know true, bridge wooden, and something else. You can specify ranges. So this match will take population with value more than 50,000. And you can specify regular expressions like this. So it will be matched to primary and primary link. It's pretty useful. And all the selectors can be chained with O end statement, each line, and O statement. See the comma? These two selectors will be matched with nodes with population more than 5,000, or with areas with population 1,000. So that's all. Let's write simple style. So this is the style, and this is the result. Actually, it's not actual renderer, it's just a vector editor. So I think it's completely clear. But let's make it looks much more better. Let's add casing with one lines. The way how casing will be rendered depends on implementation, but usually it is wider lines with casing width, 12 pixels, just below the main lines. So specify casing. Also you can specify opacity and so on. And let's draw some track. This is the same style as used Mapnik. So brown 1 pixel width with dashes 3 to 3. That's it. The complete list of what do you want, what do you can to render in MapCSS, you can see it's MapCSS wiki. It's a long list. Let's add few icons. So it's almost pretty easy. Just specify icon image, and it will be rendered. So bus stop and traffic light. Let's specify some labels. Of course, there is, like in regular CSS, there is some font style properties, like font size, font color, text color, text radius, and so on. And there is some black magic, the text property. The text property specify the tag name where label value will be get from. So in this label will be get from other house number tag. What if you want to draw one line more than once? For example, you can have in OpenStreetMap a line with text highway tram and highway something else, like railway tram and highway primary, for example. There's subparts. So you can specify subpart, non-default, and the line will be rendered once again. So this red 1 pixel line is the tram line, just above the regular highway. And that index tag specify when it will be rendered and which layer. And the last one, black magic thing in MapCSS is the eval. Eval is built in JavaScript like DSL, just built into the MapCSS, and it allows you to specify some property values in runtime. So it allows you to provide simple arithmetic operations, just few useful functions like minimum, maximum, any. It means first not zero conditions like if, else, then, and so on. And some special black magic called metric and z metric. Metric function converts any value of the tag to pixels. So you can specify line width, highway width in 3 meters or 10 feet and something 2000 inches and so on. It will be automatically converted to the pixels according to current map scale. So it allows you to create map styles based on real physical world properties, like number of lanes, widths of the streets, and so on. Height of the building. There is some extension for MapCSS that provides pseudo 3D rendering. I'm not talking about it today. This evil construction is may scare you, but it means minimum of 10 pixels or tag width in pixels or number of lanes multiplied by 5 pixels. So that's how eval works. Is MapCSS a silver bullet? The short answer is no, not yet. First, MapCSS doesn't allow complex vector symbols. So if you want to symbolize your map with complex symbols, you should to use raster icons. It's not always very usable. Next problem, MapCSS styles is hard to maintain with the multiple scale styles. It's much easier than mapping does, but it's still hard. And if you want to create map style which use multiple zoom levels, it can be large. And you cannot change symbol orientation. So if you used JOSM and traffic restriction plugin with JOSM, you see some turn restriction signals. It's not possible to do such thing with MapCSS. And there is no tools support yet. So there is no syntax highlighters, there is no validators, there is no anything. But we're working on it. If you are interested how to use MapCSS, first, MapCSS is supported in 4 renderers. It's Cyclone, CX, I don't know what is it. Kotik is pure Python renderer for the JavaScript, and Kotik.js, it's HTML5 and JavaScript renderer. MapCSS is supported in main editors for the OpenStreetMap in JOSM and in Potlatch too. And if you using Mapnik and you tied to Mapnik styles, you can use COMAP Mapnik style preprocessor. It gets MapCSS and generate Mapnik style, XML style. And if you are a developer, you can use my MapCSS parser written in Python, which completely supports my MapCSS 0.2 version. It's the last version. You can ask me later. And what's next? Current version is 0.2. So it's actively developed. We have a problem that there is no such thing like specification like regular CSS does. Each software needs to provide a list of things are implemented in this software about MapCSS because there is some incompatibilities. You can go to wiki page of the MapCSS. We have mailing list MapCSS at OpenStreetMap.org. It's very few traffic here, and you can find me or Dorofei or someone else at OSM channel. I always read this. And thank you for attention. Ready for your question. By the way, this is a QR code for this presentation, and you can just photo it and get the links.
Thank you for the nice presentation. Maksim already said it. Any questions on that? I have to run.
Hi. Is it possible to extend the number of functions available via the eval call? I'm especially looking for something to choose one of a number of texts, the first one that's not null. We use this for translated maps, and it would be very interesting to have that in MapCSS too.
Thank you for your question. Short answer is you shouldn't increase the number of functions because you can do it now. So you can do what you want with the functions we already provide. But if you really want to add some functions, just go to discussion of our wiki page and add your suggestion. And if it's easy to implement, we'll do this. But of course, your suggestion will be need to implement it in all software using MapCSS.
Already answered.
As a developer for MapCSS-enabled renderer, I wanted to answer this question. We already have eval function for any that returns the first not null answer. And also about translation, I think that it shouldn't be in the style sheet. It should be enabled in renderer to take first the text with name n, name it, and then take the regular name. And this should be enabled even before that.
This was the answer. Okay, we still have a few minutes. Any more questions on that? Yeah.
Regarding multi-scale styles, would it be possible to implement some kind of inheritance between styles? Like you make a basic style and you extend it for a certain scale, extend it for another scale, so you have base values. So, what's the question? Is it possible to implement that, or is it already possible? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. Will you repeat it?
Yes, of course it's possible.
Good. Then, I don't know if we have to wait. At the last talk, I saw that some people are coming late here. Probably we are not in sync with the other room, but we tried to be on time. So, I'd like to say thank you for your talk again. And we are going on to the next, I think.